There's been a lot of buzz on pedagogy forums recently about how to handle students who come in late or who don't show up at all. Not to mention parents asking for reschedules. My suggestion is that we have a look at our policies, tighten them up, and then use that as a tool to explain to them why we cannot do what they ask us to do, i.e. make up a lesson if we're not going to do it, or we're not going to reschedule, with 20 minutes notice. The other thing is the late student or the no-show. My suggestion is that you write your policies out, you send them in an email, ask the parent to read it and respond back to you that they have read it. I send a separate email welcoming them for the year or the semester, and asking them to please read these thoughts that you have this year, that going forward things are going to be different from last year. So and in the body of that email I would say something like, understandably things have been more flexible this past year, but in spite of the fact that we may have a resurgence ahead of us of this pandemic, I'm going to find it necessary to stick to my policies, and what you're doing is paying for my time, a time slot, and if you opt not to have your child come and take their lesson at that time, it will not change the tuition any. If they come in late, I will not be able to extend the lesson on the other end because I have other students after your child. So just make it clear, make it sound like a business, and just kind of pull things back in, acknowledge that things were different last year, but that you're going to go back to the way things were. Or if you didn't have a good policy to start with, then just say, starting this year, we're going to do things a little differently. I really don't think you'll lose students that from doing that. If you do, I'm not sure they're worth keeping. And I know there are different seasons of life. Sometimes you really can't afford to lose even a troublesome student. I know I've been there, and then it's there are times when you can afford to be choosy. So just some thoughts. Just give it some thought and see if you can send out an email that would just bring things back and tighten things up a little bit and set the tone for the year.